Yo, hey guys, this is DD2 guy. So today I just want to show you guys how to build a flame aura. So there's lots and lots of different builds for the flame aura. Flame aura is probably one of the most debatable builds. Well, the best thing you can do is actually have many different relics for your flame aura, and probably have like 2 different monks or more for these flame auras, depending on the lane you're up against. So let me go through the basics of the flame aura. So first of all, the flame aura is awesome simply because it can hit many targets simultaneously. So if I just put a flame aura down here, just with an extra large range, it can actually hit 9 targets simultaneously. So you can see here it's hitting 9 targets successfully simultaneously. So that's the awesome part. So like towers generally target like a single defense or potentially more depending on its effect. So yeah, that's the awesome part about flame aura. That's what makes it pretty awesome to do a lot of DPS to many enemies simultaneously. So yeah, what you want to do to maximize the power of your flame aura, the first thing you want to do is go to your Ascension. Then you need to get your defense speed up. This is the #1 priority. So when you're starting off, just max out your defense speed. That's number 1. The next thing to do is definitely your critical damage and then your critical chance. So you want to increase both of these. So you want to spend your Ascension points here. And then the last thing, which is very helpful, is your range gambit. So this will actually increase your range of your tower just by sacrificing a tiny portion of its defense power. So it's really useful that you get your range gambit. So yeah, that's the core of it in terms of your Ascension. So the next thing you want to do is make sure you fully cap out your attack rate. So to fully cap out your attack rate, the first thing you want to do is simply use the attack rate mod. So right now I have a attack rate 10. If you have an attack rate 10, it needs to be Chaos 8 in order to max out the attack rate. So that's one approach, but for a beginner, the most simplest thing you can do is just simply get a defense rate chart. So this chart here. So all you want to do is get a defense rate chart. Make sure you put it in. That's very important. If you don't have a defense rate chart, what you can do is simply go to the Grand Master, and you can just go to Chaos 4 and buy yourself a defense rate chart right here for 1000 defender coins. So with that, you'll be sorted for getting your your attack rate sorted. So another thing you want to do is probably just get your daily missions. Get your daily missions done, and also you can get more defender coins from mastery. So yeah, get your daily missions done, do mastery. There are maps that you can get defender coins, but yeah, you'll just need to get 1000 defender coins, and once you have 1000, you can get a defense rate chart. That's very useful for getting all of your towers to the maximum attack rate. So yeah, you want to get your defense rate chart, make sure it's maxed out here. The next thing you want to do is, so it really depends on the build you're targeting, the lane you're targeting. So whether you want to use diverse mods or anti-mods really depends on you. For a beginner that's probably gonna spam out these flame auras, my recommendation would be probably to use some anti-mods. So you probably want to go with anti-melee. So let me see if I have one around here. So yeah, an anti-melee. That's probably what you want to look for, #1. And the next thing you want to do is target the next enemy you have problems with. So in general, if you just want to go for something generic, you can use anti-chaos and anti-melee. And then you want to make sure you get a rate mod. So any rate mod, but would do if you have that shard, if you have your defense rate shard here. So you just want to get your attack rate maxed out, get a mod here for defense rate. Remember, you don't need the mod if you have a gilded raid shard. So yeah, that is the alternatives you can follow. So here, in terms of your shard, there are a few shards you can use. So if you're an end gamer, if you want to use this for the main source of damage, you probably want to stick to your mass destruction, deadly strikes, and a gilded destruction. So it really depends on you if you want to use it for raw power. So a raw power build would simply be this: mass destruction, destruction gilded, and deadly strikes. So that's just the power you can get out. If you're a beginner, you're gonna need your raid shard to max out your attack rate. And yeah, that's pretty much it for what kind of shards you want to use. Another good shard is also the this one here. It's also quite powerful. It is useful if you're a beginner, and if you don't have those shards, that's also quite nice. Yeah, but otherwise the basics would be destruction, deadly strikes, and attack rate. So yeah, this would be the basics for a build. And yeah, that's a nice build. So depending on your mods, so beginners would be anti-melee. Well, it really depends what kind of lane you're trying to target. So you gotta have many different relics if you want to go high in onslaught. So from my calculation, it actually is more advantageous just to use diverse mods if you're using about 4 defenses around it or more. And yeah, that is generally good diverse build. The power of this is simply that you will do good damage to all types of enemies. If you use like an anti-melee, you will target those enemies. Melee mobs are just half the mobs in the game. So yeah, just keep that in mind. But if you want to go full diverse, what you would probably do is use a gilded defense rate here, and a gilded destruction, and probably a deadly strikes. And for your mods, you want to use diverse CD, diverse critical servo, and diverse power. That would give you a full diverse build. But if you want to go full anti, you would probably just go, as I mentioned here, defense rate, destruction, and deadly strikes, with like anti-melee, anti-chaos, and maybe anti-mini boss, or anti-orc, or even anti-frost. So it would be something like this relic, right, let's see if I can find this guy. Okay, cool. It will be something like this relic here. So destruction, defense rate, and deadly strikes, with anti-melee, anti-frost. Yeah, it just depends on the lane, but yeah, that's just a summary. Just focused on the mobs you are having a problem with for the anti-mods. Anti-mods work well, and so does the diverse build. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The flame aura is awesome. It can do a lot of damage. Just to give you guys a bit more damage in your build, it's actually a really nice method. So right now, let me just, I'm gonna unequip everything. Okay, so right now it's simply doing 587,000. So it's not a lot of damage. What you can actually do is use your pet. So from 587, if I just equip my pet, what you notice now is it went up from 587 to 758. That is quite a reasonable jump for DPS. That's very useful. So how I achieved that was simply using this pet, making sure your gear score is really high. The higher your gear score, the more power it's going to give. So that empowerment stats, you will need to re-roll your pet to get your defense power. So getting your defense power up, that is definitely what I would do. With that, you can actually help out all of your defenses to increase its power. So that's very useful. So to get pets, you can get them in maps. Just go here and you can hatch them. And to re-roll them, you just want to go here and re-roll. And re-roll it until you have your defense power. That's the one you probably want to be looking for. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much it. Okay guys, that's me. DD2 guy out.